Hello, I'm Eli Redcloud, and welcome to this segment of the Newfound Experience. Today I am joined by Maxwell MacPherson Jr., author, songwriter, lyricist. His book, As Simple Things Go By, is the latest in his current trilogy. Today we're here not to only celebrate his latest book, but his work as a whole, in both literature and music. How did you get there?
Well, with the music, I've been a musician for 50 years, ever since I got out of high school. And but I didn't actually get into recording and publishing music until maybe 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And as I went through those 50 years, I progressed. I got better and better on my instruments and in my lyric writing. So eventually I got to the point where it sounded good. My music sounded good, and that was very pleasing to me. It allowed me to sit back and go, well, maybe there's something here that other people would like to hear. Actually making the albums was pretty much a simple thing, but the hard part was promoting. And very, very difficult unless you have a huge sum of money, which I didn't at the time, and just didn't go anywhere. They just didn't go anywhere. So now the books have been picked up by Tape Music Group, of which Tape Publishing Company is doing my books, and they're going to reissue the albums under different covers, and they're going to advertise, promote, and distribute, spend a lot of money that I don't have to pay. So it's really a pretty good deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that is why we're here, is it not? So, Max, I'm not completely unfamiliar with your work, but I also noticed that one of your albums carries the same name as your book. Is there a relation?
Yes, this album, As Simple Things Go By, there's 7 songs in here that I wrote and sang on, played guitar, and they follow chapters in the book As Simple Things Go By. The lyrics are in the book, various places, and they're attributed to fictitious people as the writers and composers. But in actuality, they're my own. It's my own stuff.
Oh, your character. So it's
yes.
Oh my gosh. So it's almost like.
And it follows chronologically as you go from 1 through 7 here. That's how it progresses through the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tell me, in simplest terms, I suppose, what is your book about? What is the books? What is the story arc of the series?
The first 2 books involve young people in central New Hampshire, right in our area here, actually, and the experiences that they had with animals, fishing, hunting, animal husbandry, bird watching, anything to do with animals, and that's the large part of the first 2 books. As I get into the 3rd book, and the generation changes from first to the 2nd to the 3rd, the people that I'm writing about do different things. The 3rd book is not so much animal husbandry or anything like that. It's about traveling a lot. I mean, some of the scenes take place in San Francisco, in the Arctic Circle. There's parts in there about Scotland, Canada, and there's a lot about music in this one. As you can see from the cover, there's a guitar on there, and that kind of tells half the story of the book.
And the album that goes with it.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So Maxwell, would you say that the contents of your books are based on personal experience?
Oh, definitely, most definitely. The actual animal pursuits that are in the book are things that happened to me when I was not exactly. I mean, the general idea of them, were things that I did when I was very young and as I was growing up, and then in later years, as I got out of doing much fishing and hunting and animal husbandry, it all changes in the third book, and you can notice right away when you get to the third book that the animal thing kind of takes a back burner, and but it's all very personal, and the characters are stylized after people I've known. Many of them, certain individuals that I could tell you about, but I don't want to reveal it until you read the book.
Alrighty, all right.
Yeah.
No spoilers here.
All right.
Then tell me, aside from literature and music, are there any other projects going on here?
Definitely. I'm
Any
I'm
you
a
care to
ham, I'm a
share?
ham operator. I have a extra class amateur radio license, and I do that.
No
Talk
kidding.
with people all over the world using Morse code. What else am I into? I'm a fly tyer. I tie classic Atlantic salmon flies for collectors. I've been doing that for about 34 years. And I'm into videography a little bit.
Ah.
Yeah, experimenting with videography. And then my latest hobby is helicopters. I fly remote controlled helicopters, or try to fly them.
I got one of those too.
They end up in crashes once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, that's the case. What's up next for you, Max?
Well, music-wise, it's open-ended. I'm writing all the time, writing lyrics all the time, and composing new music, and then going through the process of linking the two together, which is, it's not easy sometimes. Sometimes it is easy. Sometimes it comes right off the cuff and it all falls into place. Other times I have to work at it quite a bit.
Oh.
As far as writing goes, I'm writing a book on fishing right now, and it's going to be nonfiction.
Really?
It's about my personal experiences with fishing ever since I was like 4.
Wow.
And it also, another theme follows through this new book that I'm writing of the analogy between catching fish and saving people. Sort of a quasi-religious type thing, and yeah.
That's symbolism. Symbolism
Yeah.
makes good literature.
There's a lot of symbolism, and at times I actually tell what the symbols are, but most of the time they're kind of hidden. You have to read between the lines.
Right. I couldn't help but notice it seems to have a very realistic setting. It's not like a lot of the books you see out there today are all about fiction. I like these kind of books. They're very more realistic. So what would you say are some of the more the appealing features of the story, or the characters, what they go through?
The characters in the first book, basically the main characters, Alex and Bess, fall in love in high school and eventually get married. And then as we progress to the second book, they actually get married. The beginning of, for every years, is their actual marriage in church in Belchertown, which is a fictitious town, but in reality it's actually Bristol, New Hampshire. I'm divulging some stuff I shouldn't be, but anyway, and then they go on to grow up a bit and have children, and they have Liam and Layla as children, and some of the story, the latter part of the story of As Simple Things Go By, deals with them, and their travels, their passions, but the primary thing I think that I like about the 3 books is that there's no immoral stuff happening in them. There's no, there's very little violence. And it's family life. I mean, anyone wanting to read about family life in central New Hampshire, this is it.
I also noticed that I'm not sure whether or not it was the publishers, but as I know you personally, is there anything that people can take from these books as I suppose as a bit of good faith? Is there anything that people can take from these books?
Oh yes, they do have some religious connotations in them. I mean, there's some actual prayers. There's talking about churches. I mean, they get married in the church, and actually 2 sets of them get married. First, Alex and Bess, and Forever Years. And then Liam and a girl by the name of Tally get married towards the end of this book. And, yeah.
Okay, so moving on to your music. What would you say that your sound is?
Mainly blues. Yeah. And with a equal assortment of what I would call folky love songs that are more complicated than the blues. You know, the instrumentally, some of my songs are very intricate. But the blues is very simple. I mean, anybody can play the blues, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
Any particular highlights, tracks that we might want to hear about?
Oh, well,
the most uplifting or the most
the favorite
down?
people, most of the people, song that I play for most people is Chocolate Chip Cookie. It's in a blues mode, blues genre, and it's about the making of cookies, chocolate chip cookies. But it's quite amusing. Yeah, and most people that hear it, like it and want me to play it again and again and again and again. I also have another song called Cosmic Kiwi. It's another one of my food songs. And that also tells a story about how the kiwi traveled from Asia to New Zealand, and then from New Zealand to the United States. Tells the basic story of it. And at the same time, it's kind of a love song. This guy is courting this person. Yeah.
So there's a great analogy going on there.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I suppose my next question would be, again, knowing you personally, I notice you're very self-promoting. What websites can I find your work on? Where can I find your work?
If you type my name, either Max MacPherson Jr. or Maxwell MacPherson Jr. into Google, it'll take you to a whole host of listings. My book writings, my music, and various other activities. That would be the easiest way to explain it to you. Or you can go to my book site, my proper book site, by going to simplethings.takeauthors.com.
Links in the description.
And that'll take you to my book site. And if you're interested in buying a book, you can buy it off of that site. You can go to the publishing company's site from there, and you can buy it by card, of which I think I might have some here. These are e-book e-cards, and generally you get them cheaper if you buy them that way. But some people don't like to read on the computer a book, but some people do.
Right.
And becomes an easy way to manifest it. It's got a code on the back of it. When you type in the code, the book is right there in front of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, also, getting back to your music, do I understand that, do you do any live performances or, around town? Or?
I play at the Mill every second week or so in the middle of Bristol on Friday nights from 7:30 to 9:30. And there they have a sort of a cyclical rotation of people that sign up. And you get like a 15-minute spot, and you can play 3 songs or so. And then if there's enough time left at the end of the evening, they'll go around again and play another 1 or 2 songs. So I play there. I also have played up to Woodpeckers in Hampton. Not quite not quite recently, but you know, I used to up there. Yeah.
So, oh, just another thing. I also noticed that it's almost clear to see just from certain features on the books that they're a trilogy. Have you ever thought? Is there a name for the trilogy itself?
Oh yeah, basically this name here, A Family Affair, is the name of the trilogy.
Okay.
When it's not on, I know it's not on the 3rd book,
Mhm.
but the 2nd book I think is going to follow using that format. But I'm not sure because the 2nd book is still in production right now, so I'm not really sure how that's going to be done. So we're going to collaborate on it, and you know, the publishing company and myself come to a decision as to how we're going to actually picture the front cover.
All right. So Maxwell, what would you say makes your books stand out within its genre?
I think the principal thing that my books would stand out against others in the same genre would be that the values in them are wholesome values, and which makes them readable by children, and adults can glean a lot of good information. There's a lot of animal life, and especially in the first 2 books, that I suppose a lot of people don't know about. And I think it's a good learning experience, as well as being a good read. I mean, people like the book that read it, the books that read them, and most people tell me they couldn't put them down, but I guess that would kind of single them out. Yeah.
And that's all the time we have. Maxwell, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
That's Maxwell MacPherson. I'm Eli Redcloud, and thank you for watching this segment of the Newfound Experience. Here's some Cosmic Kiwi to play us out.
On the back burner. Now we're cooking with cosmic kiwi. We would have gotten to it sooner. Had we...
Hello, fellow filmmakers. Look at your crew. Now back to mine. Now back at your crew. Now back to mine. Sadly, your crew is not mine. But if you stop depending on your high school buddies and join the Newfound Film Making Club, you can have a crew like mine. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on the set of the film you've always wanted to make. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's that script you keep in your sock drawer. Take a look again. The script is now a film. Anything is possible when you join the Newfound Film Making Club. I play the piano.